They called it closed. They called it solved. But some cases don't stay buried. June Harper vanished on a Sunday that began like any other. Quiet streets, coffee steaming on porches, cars idling for errands. By noon, her car sat on Old Mill Road, engine cold, door unlocked, purse on the passenger seat, phone face down. No blood, no sign of struggle. The town police drew a line under it fast. Runaway, voluntary disappearance. Case closed in 72 hours. I first heard the story when Detective Mark Hale took the file. He was seasoned enough to know how often the neat story is wrong. June's timeline looked tidy on paper. Surveillance from the corner store put her at 8:02 a.m. A friend's text placed her at brunch at 9:15. Her calendar showed an appointment at 10 with Dr. Lyle, yet Dr. Lyle insisted June never arrived. The phone's last ping at 9:58 pointed at a place that didn't exist on any map. Those scraps didn't fit together. They scratched like sand beneath a smooth surface. Eric, June's boyfriend, answered the first round of questions with a calm that set Hale's teeth on edge. He said they argued that morning and that she left angry. He said he locked the house and went to work. Neighbors remembered a car leaving at 7:45. Eric clocked in at 8:05. The timeline was thin, the alibi porous. Suspicion settled like a shadow. Forensics turned up a recording buried in the phone's deleted files. 10 seconds of static, then a male whisper. "Don't look." Enhancement matched the voice to Eric. He waved it away. "Prank app," he said. "Old recordings. Jokes gone wrong." Yet the laughter behind his denial was brittle. June's mother, Carol, refused the neat ending. She pressed. The department reopened the case, only for crucial files to vanish. Interviews erased, pages gone. Chief O'Connor called it a clerical error, a computer glitch. Carol later found a paper copy in her glove box. A form stamped, "Resolved Unfounded," signed by O'Connor the day after June disappeared. Fresh ink, fresh lies. Carol hired Mara Voss, private investigator. Mara moved where the police hesitated. She pulled bank records, a cash withdrawal for $2,000 at 10:07 a.m., miles from town, from an ATM with no cameras. June's card, used with a pin, only someone close would know. Mara knocked on more doors. Mrs. Linton across the street remembered a truck backfiring at 10:05. A delivery van had pulled into the Harper driveway. A man with a limp stepped out. Mara traced the limp to a town employee, Paul Raines, the maintenance supervisor, who smiled in photos with Chief O'Connor at Sunday barbecues. When Mara asked questions, she received a text. "Stop digging," followed by a black heart. She dug anyway and found patterns. Sealed arrests, dropped charges, witness statements that evaporated. Each time, Chief O'Connor's name hovered at the end, signing off on closure. Mara bought a deeper recovery of the deleted audio. 90 seconds emerged. Footsteps, a murmur, the word sorry. A door, an idling engine, a child humming a lullaby. June sang while babysitting. The humming cut off mid-note. A thud. Silence. This felt planned, not chaotic. Gas station footage 12 miles out showed June's car at 10:15, followed 2 minutes later by a town maintenance van, Paul's van. The van's license plate, when traced, led back not to Paul but to Chief O'Connor. A second van, an unofficial route. Mara found a mud-smeared shoe at Paul's empty house, posted the tread to a private forum. Reply, "Tactical boot tread, issued to police SWAT." Access logs confirmed the chief had swiped tactical gear the day June vanished and never logged its return. When Hale and his team searched Paul's storage unit in the night, they found June's scarf and a torn photo with someone's hand crossed out, Eric's name scrawled beneath. Eric's fingerprints were on the scarf. He was arrested and howled innocence, then admitted to lending Paul his truck and to mocking June with a voice clip in a prank app. He swore he never saw her again. Mud on the scarf matched river silt from the abandoned quarry where municipal trucks dumped debris. Paul had keys to the quarry. Chief O'Connor's wife's DNA turned up on the scarf. Contamination? Coincidence? The questions piled. Mara followed a burner tip to a warehouse by the river. Hale went alone to check after Mara called breathless. Inside were crates marked municipal equipment, child-sized latch restraints, and a journal in June's handwriting, lists of dates, names, payments. The last page read, frantic, "If anything happens to me, look for the van with no plates." The page ended in a smear of red, lipstick, not blood. They moved at dawn. Paul was arrested at a lakeside motel. The town held its breath. The chief went on sudden leave and wouldn't answer. Then, like smoke, new files reappeared in the station system. Statements, alibis. Paul's attorney produced receipts. The chief's phone pinged at 10:12 a.m. at the gas station camera. There, but not in his hand. Forensics revealed remote logins to the chief's work phone from 3 IP addresses, one from the municipal office, one from near Eric's apartment, and one from the cafe Mara had visited, the same cafe she'd used to check Paul's storage unit. Her proxy logs showed access she didn't authorize. Hale confronted Mara. She cried, explained proxies and redactions, and claimed an anonymous whistleblower inside the department had been feeding her redacted material. Someone wanted the corrupt exposed, and they wanted to bait the guilty into revealing themselves. That night, Hale sat in his car at the marsh behind the municipal dump, the place the phone's last ping pointed to. Fresh tire tracks cut the soft ground. A partial boot tread matched tactical boots. They would dig at first light. Mara called. She said she'd found something else, something that would change everything about the chief. Before she could finish, the line went thin. A new number flashed. Calm voice. "Stop asking questions, or you'll be next." The call ended. Hale keyed the radio and ordered the team to the marsh. The ground smelled of mud and old secrets. He did not know yet who had been protecting whom. He did not know how deep the ties went. He reached for his phone to call Mara back. The screen showed one missed call. The address on the marsh map glowed under his thumb. He started toward the tire tracks. A shadow moved beyond the tree line. A car engine turned on. Someone shouted his name. He froze. The shovel in his hands felt suddenly heavier than the case. The marsh breathed cold and smelled of iron. Detective Mark Hale kept his eyes on the tree line. The night had teeth now. He told himself to move slow, to think, to not make the mistake of rushing in. Mara's call had cut off. Her last words echoed, "The chief, he's not who we think." That line sat between them like a loaded gun. They started to dig where the boot tread matched tactical soles. The first shovelful turned over a scrap of cloth, old denim, then plastic, then a small rusted padlock. Hale's radio hissed, movement at the tree line, footsteps, a figure slipping away toward the river, sinking into reeds. Hale cursed, kicked his way through marsh grass, sprinted after the silhouette. The ground swallowed his boots. The figure, tall, coat flapping, turned and vanished behind a fallen dock. Hale lost them. He found instead a scrap of paper stuck in the mud, a partial phone number, a name, Lena. He pocketed it. He kept running. Back at the warehouse, Mara had not been idle. She'd gone to the chief's home, where neighbors said he'd left for work that morning. Inside the chief's study, she searched through a locked drawer. She found a ledger, handwritten entries, dates, amounts. Under 10/14, someone had scrawled, "Van, use OC plates." Under 10/15, another note, "MR paid. Keep quiet, MR." Mara assumed the initials belonged to someone who paid hush money. She texted Hale a photo. No reply. She called again. Straight to voicemail. Her stomach tightened. She left a terse message. "Find me. Now." Hale found the marsh tracks led to a service road that ran along the municipal dump. The service gate was padlocked, but someone had cut the chain. Fresh tire ruts made a ragged path to an abandoned loading bay. There, under tarps, he found a panel lifted. An entry. Inside, a set of uniforms stacked neat, marked with the town insignia. Boots, tactical vests, a box of zip ties, a smaller box carefully sealed. Evidence bags stamped with dates matching the days of closed cases. Someone had been moving things out, or staging them. In the evidence box, Hale found a different ledger. Digital photos burned to a cheap USB drive. On it, pictures of June Harper, smiling, nervous. Then a series of images of her tied, mouth gagged, blindfolded. Dates stamped, locations noted. One photo, June's eyes open, stared directly into the camera. On the back of the last photo, written in red ink, she sang at 10 o'clock. The same handwriting as the chief's wife's signature on the scarf file, Hale realized, the slanted loop he'd seen on the station documents. Hale called Paul's attorney. Paul had been moved to county custody, but he'd posted bail on a technicality. Hale wanted a warrant to search Paul's motel room again. Before he could file, the call came. Mara's car had been found abandoned at the edge of town. Her apartment door was ajar. Inside Mara's living room, Detective Hale found chaos. Papers scattered, her laptop missing, a coffee mug smashed on the floor. On the wall, pinned with a thumbtack, was a Polaroid. June's car, parked with the hood up, the driver's side door open. Handwritten below, 10:20, took the wrong road. In the corner of the photo, a smear of mud identical to the pattern on the tactical boots. Hale called it in. Officers swarmed. The neighborhood held its breath. They found a note under Mara's apartment doormat. No signature. "Stop, or we kill what you love." The message smelled like a warning and a dare. Mara was missing. Hale turned his suspicion inward. Who inside the department could clear records with a keystroke? Who had access to equipment and to the chief's badge and phone? He thought of the anonymous whistleblower Mara mentioned. He thought of the 3 IP logins. He pulled digital forensics from the chief's phone again, deeper this time. One login came from the municipal office. One came from near Eric's apartment. One came from a now-closed public Wi-Fi at a cafe downtown, the same cafe where Mara had used her proxy. But there was a 4th login, an internal jump through the department server that masked the origin. Someone with administrator access had routed connections through the station to mask their trail. Hale stared at the admin logs until the sun rose. A name he'd overlooked surfaced. Lieutenant Dana Rhodes. She ran the record system. She trained officers on evidence protocols. She closed files when chiefs were away. She had access. She was the gatekeeper. Hale remembered small things. Lieutenant Rhodes at briefings, smiling too easily when cases were labeled resolved. He remembered her voice meeting Mara's at the town fundraiser. Thin ice, polite, a handshake that lasted too long. He went to Rhodes's house. The lights were off. Her car was gone. He checked her work locker at the station. Empty. But a scrap of paper tucked in the back of her locker caught his eye. A receipt from the quarry dated the week before June vanished, paid in cash. The signature scrawled, barely legible, DR. He brought Rhodes in for questioning. She denied everything, eyes hard, jaw set. Hale noticed her hands tremble when he mentioned the missing evidence boxes. She offered a story. Someone had planted the boxes at the dump to discredit the department. She said she'd been away that weekend. Family emergency. Her alibi was thin. Under pressure, a break came from an unexpected place. Eric. He phoned Hale from jail, voice rough. He wanted to make a deal. He insisted he hadn't killed June. He said he'd been set up to take the fall. He begged Hale to check a storage unit under the name Lena and a P.O. box at the post office downtown. Eric said the name kept coming up in Paul's texts. Lena. Lena, who helped with transfers. Lena, who helped move vans. Stay tuned and subscribe for continuation.